The TV is on behind me. Um, Charlotte from Geordie Shore is on the TV. I haven't shooted for a while. Created a video for a while. Well, I'm not even going to call it creating a video. But I haven't made a video. Like, nothing too creative about it. Just me. I'm either performing something or I am just speaking. Like I'm being now. I'm hearing this hype about technology, about people being on their computers a lot, on the internet, right? And I'm not hearing this from people who I don't know, who call it in schools or on the street or if you go out to a bar, but I'm hearing it on radio stations, okay? I'm hearing on radio stations, and it's not surprising because the radio is a form of media. It's a media source, just like just like the internet has been used as a media source, but the most common, popular, and dominated source of media would be television and the radio. Okay, so they'd be the main. You have the newspapers, but with the newspapers, you can either purchase them or not purchase them. But if you have a radio and you want to listen to your radio, you can't avoid these hosts. You can't avoid these appearances, whatever speakers are present. Um, during certain events, well, whatever days, and you can avoid them if you're watching television because there's going to be advertisements, or if you want to watch the weather, you're going to be viewing the news, say the news before the weather. If you want to know what's going on, you're going to be watching the news, and the news is a major form of media source. It's um, as well as the newspapers, let's just say it. It's one of the dominating forms of media. Uh, its intention is to influence the minds of the public to their perspective. That's what the intention of it is. So they have an interpretation. They read a script. Or should I say, what I mean is, sorry, somebody has an interpretation. They pass on that interpretation to the reporter through the form of a script, just like you do if you're an actor and you're reading a cold script. That's what it's like. Is you have lines, right? So you read these lines on the script. So they read these lines on the script. But I am more concerned about the radio nowadays. Uh, Many different themes and topics it has been covering at the moment. Uh, so the fear that's been projected out to the public from these media sources is about major exposure to technology. But when they're talking about technology, they're talking about electronic devices. They're not talking about any other form of technology. Sorry, they're talking about electronic devices. They're speaking about these things, and I feel that them complaining and saying it's because people, are spending a lot of time on their computer, or electronic devices, it means that they can't. It reduces the ability to be able to interact with people outside that they can't really communicate with people, right? And they're relating this to people, to a certain group of people who, right, to a certain group of people who use social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, um, and what they're forgetting is that one of the biggest users of technology, of these electronic devices, who use it on a regular, consistent basis aren't people who depend upon social media. They don't. They don't focus that much on social media. They are content creators. Some of them are job seekers. Some of them have left their jobs and pursued business online, became entrepreneurs, right? Because there's a major platform online for businesses, so you don't have to worry about seeking work or trying to make more money, or make some money, sorry, and you don't have to worry about looking for work, offline. As well as that, these people can use their skill and qualifications of IT, of performance arts, any type of creativity, um, personal development, fitness, you name it. They can use those topics that they are qualified in to create content, to create videos, blogs in relation to that, to share that knowledge upon the public. This is something that is not being, this is something that is not even being mentioned in these in the media. It's not been mentioned in the news. It's not been mentioned on the radio. It's not even been mentioned in the newspapers. But it's pretty common these days. There's so many content creators, say on YouTube and in other places.